What's it like being a Jamaican in Brazil? Hi, I'm Xavier Murphy, the founder of Jamaicans.com. Today in Jamaicans to the World, I talk to Kristopher-Jon Samuel, a Jamaican living in Brazil. Chris, welcome. How are you?
Hi, man. I'm fine. Good to be here.
Good, good, good. All right. So the first question is because people want to know this. Where in Jamaica you come from?
All right. No, first things first. I guess I'm from two different places, and I'll say that because they're dear to my heart, really. I was born in Kingston. I spent most of my days in Kingston, but I actually lived in Spanish Town for most of my time in Jamaica.
Okay.
So both places are actually very important to me.
All right. So which school now? You know us Jamaicans and our school.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
So
school?
I'll say I'll say three words for you. I get Portuguese. I'm a Wolmerian through and through, mate.
All right. All right. I know quite a few Wolmerians have some good Wolmerian friends.
That's
And
good.
Wolmerians will big you up once I hear that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We are quite a group of lads in the world. It's really interesting to meet Wolmerians on my ways when I go traveling.
Good, good. And you always will meet Jamaicans and, as you say, Wolmerians. You'll meet people, Jamaicans everywhere.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Most definitely.
So tell us your story. How did you end up in Brazil?
All right. Now let's go into this whole, roller coaster. So I finished high school. I did sixth form. And I did the IB program, which is quite rigorous. I mean, it's 2 years of nonstop preparation for university at the highest level you can imagine. I mean, just to graduate, you had to do 150 hours of community service plus a 4,000 word thesis paper. So I finished high school, got accepted to university in England to do law, but I also got a scholarship to come study here in Brazil. So I thought, Brazil is something quite interesting. I can always go to England if I really needed to, but let me see what it's like. I spoke to my mom, and we decided, all right, Chris, you can go to Brazil to do this course. So essentially, I got a scholarship from the Brazilian government. But in order to take up the scholarship, I had to do 1 year of intensive Portuguese language courses, after which you had to pass a test and then you could move on to your course. Well, suffice to say, I spent the year learning Portuguese. I loved it so much. I loved the culture so much that I decided to stay. And I've been here ever since.
And how long is that?
Oh, about 10 years now.
Oh
10
wow.
years, yeah. I, I did 7 years in my uni course and 3 years traveling back and forth between Asia and Jamaica and here.
So you said you loved it so much there.
Yeah.
What do you really love about Brazil? What is it the people, the food, the culture? Tell us what you love.
All right. Loaded question, mate. You asked some loaded questions, man. Firstly, the food. The food is excellent, and the culture is it's one of a kind. But I will tell you though, I live in a very special place. I live in the Amazon. So I actually studied university here, and I stayed here in the Amazon because it is one of the most enticing places I've ever found anywhere in the world apart from Jamaica. So the Amazon is my second home.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow. So the food,
Ha, the
you said the
food.
food is really good. Tell
Yeah.
what we must try. Tell me what we must try if we come to Brazil.
All right, depends on where you go. For example, Brazil has 5 regions. All right, they have north, northeast, center, south, and southeast, and each region has its different kind of flavor and different kind of local culture. So if you're going down south, for example, you're gonna have a lot of barbecue, and I don't need to tell you how good the beef here is in Brazil. I mean, the
You
beef
don't have
is
to tell me.
excellent.
You don't have to tell me. Yes, I visited Brazil for the World Cup, and you don't have
Oh,
to
that's cool.
tell me.
Yeah, nice. So you already found yourself away in some churrasco and you already tried the different local stuff. That's good.
Yes,
But
yes.
one of the most important things I find with the food is here in the Amazon. I love fruits, and everywhere I go, I try to try different local fruits. And I have never ever found a place that had this many exotic fruits. I mean, it's incredible, the Amazon, and how different variety you can find.
So in terms of fruits now, I know we have a variety in Jamaica and so on. Is there a fruit that you kind of discovered there, never heard about it before, and tried it and you like? And even if it's a Brazilian name you're giving us, tell us what it is.
Oh, well, I could go on and on and on and on and on. But I'll do a kind of comparison. I'd even tell you straight up. Here in the Amazon, I get Otaiti apples anytime I want. Anytime. They're always in season up here. So that's a big plus from coming back home. But another fruit I love the most is soursop, because in my backyard we had loads of soursop trees. So we used to make soursop ice cream. We used to make soursop, desserts and stuff like that. So when I came to Brazil, I found soursop, but I also found two other fruits of the same family. So you can imagine when I tried the other two, I was like, this is quite similar. But one of them is called Kuposu. And Kuposu has a liquor tasting texture as well. So yeah, but it's native to the fruit itself. So you get that kind of alcoholic taste, but it's not alcoholic. So that's quite interesting. The other one is bakuri, and bakuri for me is heaven. I can eat bakuri every single day. And I'll tell you this much. My fist is about this big, right? That's the size of the fruit. But when you have to open it, there's a huge seed inside and you only get about this amount of fruit. So it comes from that huge pod to that amount of liquid you get. So it's precious commodity.
The people, let's move on to the people, because if we talk food, we're gonna sit down and chat food all day.
I'll give you another tidbit though with food. My family used to have a restaurant in Kingston. So we were right across from the Air Jamaica building, and I grew up there basically. Every holiday, every summer, every Easter, Christmas, I'd be in the kitchen, and I loved it so much. So I guess that translates to my love for food as I go along in life.
Well, since you touch on that now, if you wanted your Jamaican fix, your way out there in the Amazon, you're cooking it, or is there any, in your travels during Brazil, is there any like a Jamaican place or restaurant where you can get something, or you have to make it or bring it in?
All right. Up here, I have to do the cooking, and with my busy schedule, sometimes it's a pain, but I still make the sacrifice to cook some weekends and invite friends over, Okay. But if I really want a good fixing of food, a new Jamaican restaurant actually opened up in Sao Paulo. So I have to fly 3.5 hours to go get good Jamaican food. Yeah.
So the people, I've had a little bit of experience, and with my experience coming to Brazil, the people are just extremely friendly.
Yeah.
I saw one of the observations was every corner them play soccer. But I came during a festive time. There was a party and carnival on every street. And I think that is the view people may have of Brazil and Brazilians. I went to Salvador Bahia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but that's the area I went to.
Well done.
But what are the people like? Because again, I just got a quick snapshot, and most people are getting this quick snapshot they see on TV of, people party and play soccer. So tell
Yeah.
us about the people in terms of, they may be laid back. I don't know too much. Tell us what the people are like.
Brazilians are some of the most warm souls on the planet, I tell you. For example, any excuse whatsoever to unite the entire family to have a backyard barbecue is a given. So let's say, for example, it's your dog's birthday. The entire family gets together for a backyard barbecue. You graduated from grade 4 to grade 5. It's another motive for you to have another barbecue. I mean, you bought a new car, you invite your friends over and everybody has a barbecue. So that should give you the amount of, camaraderie that is here. And it is even 10 times multiplied when a foreigner is involved, especially if they love you. As in Jamaica, we say when them spirit take you,
Right.
them spirit take you really. So you are absolutely on the money with that. They're warm, loving people. And I'll actually tell you a story about that too. I came here for the first time when I was 19 years old, right? I didn't speak a word of Portuguese. I speak Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish. So at that time, I was really good. But Portuguese, zero. Absolutely nothing. And I came in February, right? My birthday is in April. And on my birthday, a group of Brazilians that I had just met for maybe about 2 weeks decided to throw me a surprise birthday party.
Wow.
Can you imagine? And I'm trying to figure out, okay, fine, let me go see if I can talk to everybody. But that was the most surprising thing. That shows you just how beautiful they are. Wonderful people, man.
It sounds a little bit like Jamaicans. We love to have a get together if we can, and so on. They sound like they take it to another level.
Exactly, another level.
So in terms of the people themselves, when they learn, you talked about foreigners, when they learn that you are Jamaican, what is the questions, the things that happen? What do they say? What's their view of Jamaicans? Talk to me. What happens when you say, I'm Jamaican?
When you say you're Jamaican, the first thing they're going to ask you is, can you dance reggae? All right. And I'm like, first thing I hear, can you dance reggae? And I'm thinking, is this a trick question? Are you guys trying to make fun of me or something? But nah, it's something really serious down here in Brazil. So there is kind of like an ongoing thing where up north, reggae is danced in couple, okay? So traditionally up north, it's a sensual kind of thing. But down south, they dance reggae by themselves. So it's an ongoing thing here in Brazil to find out which one is the correct one. Do you dance in a couple or do you dance by yourself? So I get drawn into that argument every single time. It's hilarious. And I mean, coming from Jamaica, we don't really have that set way of dancing. Like, for example, how you would dance bachata or how you would dance salsa or merengue. That's how they would dance reggae in a much more slower version, much more sensual version. So it's quite interesting to learn that fact and to be a part of that debate in society. It's quite cool.
So is reggae, and I know there's a spin-off, reggaeton, which is quite popular in Latin America and Latino countries. What do you hear? Do you hear reggae? Do you hear reggaeton there in Brazil?
All right, you do hear reggae and you do hear reggaeton, but I will say this: Jamaica has captivated Brazil for years, for decades. I mean, some of the major football teams in Brazil, every single game, they will always bring out a flag of Bob Marley, Rasta colors, and the Jamaican flag. Trust me. And this is on national TV every single Wednesday. That is one thing. 2, there's an entire state in this country that is devoted to reggae culture. It's called Maranhão. It's the capital of reggae in Brazil. So there, you'll have dub plates from way back when. You'll have reggae parties, specifically reggae parties where it's only reggae you hear all day, all night. So we have really much, captivated their psyche with reggae and with our culture, and
You
that's
know
something really nice to see. It
that
is.
that is, I'm like, that's amazing because when I was there, and I remember this one gentleman, and he had dreadlocks and so
Mhm.
on, and I had on my Jamaican flag shirt, and he came up to me and he was like, Jamaican flag. And I said, yeah, I'm from Jamaica. It's like, you're from Jamaica? And he he couldn't express everything he wanted to say in English, but
Uh,
he wanted to know so much and say he's a big reggae fan, and I mean, he just greeted us like we were kings and queens because it was
yeah,
a
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's it. That's it. When I went to the Olympics, actually, in Rio, you should have seen the reaction we got when Usain won the gold medal. I mean, it was literally everybody was giving us all applauses just because we were all decked out in our colors, and man. But the reception that you get when you say that you're from Jamaica is always amazing. I've never ever felt any bad vibes from anyone when I say, "Oh, I'm from Jamaica." No, man, it's always 100% positive vibes.
So, in terms of customs and cultures there, and I know we talked a little
Mm.
bit about the part. Is there a custom you find that happens there that you think was really great? Something that, I mean, yes, the parties, we know they have the parties. Any type of customs that you have seen along the way that you say, no, this is interesting. This is a nice custom, and you're also in Amazon, so
Yeah.
you may be exposed to some of the indigenous people that live there. Any customs that you have found interesting or you've come upon since living there?
Uh, Good question. I think for me, the best answer for that is the courteousness of everybody. Um, Brazilians are really courteous. I mean, good morning, good afternoon, good night, thank you, when it's not even necessary, quote unquote, is a given here. I
Mm.
mean, you go into a shop and you look around, you do little eye shopping, and somebody comes over to you and you say, "Hey, what's up?" No, no, thank you, I'm good. But it's the level of courteousness that you give to everybody, even though they didn't even do anything for you or they didn't even help you. But it's the fact that you're that kind. That for me is very surprising because you hear a lot of bad stuff about the favelas in Rio and stuff like that. But on a different page, they are so courteous, and I'm happy to say that I'm trying to take that as a part of my daily living as well, to be a lot more courteous and to be a lot more kind, because everybody around me is like that, so it ends up rubbing off on you, and I think that's a really good influence.
Okay. So if someone was to visit, what would you say is a place that you would say you have to go see this, or you must experience, this? It could be, listen, I know there's multiple things you're gonna say, but think of it from the perspective of somebody that maybe having a short visit. You know what I'm saying? They can't
Yeah.
hike up to the Amazon or get up there. You know, you seem like you have traveled around the five areas enough. What would be the thing that you said, listen, if you can, go see this or experience this?
All right, I'm gonna be as cliche as possible. Rio de Janeiro. Trust me. Rio de
Okay.
Janeiro is not called the marvelous city for no reason whatsoever. That city is absolutely marvelous. It's literally our entire country, all of Jamaica, I mean, in a city. It's vibrant, it's populous, it's young. The beaches, the nature, the food, the music, the vibes on a whole. I mean, when I go to Rio, I feel like I'm at home. It's surprisingly, it's surprising. Rio is the place I think most Jamaicans would love and would necessarily have to see, because you'll feel it too. You'll feel it.
So my only experience in Rio is a plane stopped over there on the way to
All right, so
Salvador.
next time I take you there.
But next time, I really enjoyed Brazil. I really, enjoyed, as I said, the people. I really, it was just a warm feeling that it was just great. It was good.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine it.
So, do you play football?
I do. I play football, but again, because I live in the Amazon, I'm much more of an outdoor enthusiast. So I do a lot of hiking. I do a lot of swimming. I go a lot into the forest because I do work there as well. So that's mainly what I do. I go out. I'm outdoors most of the times.
Okay, and if you don't mind us asking, what type of work you do that you get out in the forest and so on.
All right, so I am a consultant. I work with a lot of Brazilian local companies, as well as companies in Asia where English isn't their main language of trade. I facilitate that trade between both nations. So it's quite hectic sometimes because you have to take into consideration the cultural norms of both of any place that you're doing business with. So it's been a challenge, but it's a great challenge, I find, being able to help people along the way. And some of the experiences that I've had because of my background in research and my background in consultancy, that has really made an impact on me and on who I am and how I see the world as well. So it's interesting.
I think that's great. And I'm, in terms of even you are experiencing, because of what you do, you're experiencing other cultures, being that bridge for other cultures and so on. It opens it opens us up a new world. I remember working as a consultant and having to deal with 7 different countries that I had to be the bridge for. And, just realizing, it's just how different every single one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it. And I mean, it's finding that point of convergence between everybody, because there's a lot more that unites us than separates us, if you can believe that. And I really want people to believe that as well, that, even though we do speak different languages or we're from different continents, humans on a whole, we are all pretty much alike. So that is something really fulfilling for me to be able to do that kind of work.
Yeah, I agree. And the more I do this series, the more I realize, I've always known it, but you see it and you hear it from the past folks I've talked to in this series, how much more alike we are than we want to admit.
Yeah.
So we're getting close to closing. And if there's one piece of advice that you'd give to anyone that's thinking of moving to Brazil as a Jamaican, or anyone, what would that one piece of advice be?
I'll give you my mantra. The world is your backyard. Go play in it. Trust me, again, the world isn't as big as we think it is. We're not as different as we think we are. And the more we start to get in that mind frame that, the cultural similarities are glaring, is the more we'll have that itch to go and see another culture and to go and see another way of life. And that for me is one of the best things about living, really, being able to interact with people from all walks of life and to find that, we're all in this together. Good. So the world is your backyard. Go play in it.
That's a good piece of advice. All right. In closing, how you're going to teach me now? How do I say goodbye? All right. And again, well, before you even say that, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story with us and with the viewers. and giving us, just a little piece of what living in Brazil is like. So no, you're going to teach me and the audience, how do you say goodbye the Brazilian way in Portuguese? Because obviously you know Portuguese, you studied it for a year and you use it every day. So how do we say it in the most non-formal way? And I'm going to try.
All right. So first thing I'll say to you is thank you so much for the opportunity. And I really, really am so grateful that you are doing this kind of work, showing that there are Jamaicans everywhere. That is something remarkable and it's priceless, mate. So thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to be here. How do we say goodbye in Brazil in the most informal way? You say falou.
Falou.
Isso, falou.
And what is isso?
That means, yeah, you're right.
All right. So again, thank you, Chris. And falou.
Falou.
Show some love now. Hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss a video.